here in the middle of Chicago in the Anti-Cruelty shelter, 125 years old, and excited to have a great discussion with Dr. Emily Swiniarski and Dr. Amanda Schnitker. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thank you.
What was that time or that moment that started to lead you down a path that say, I'm going to be a vet? Emily, you said you got into it for the animals, but it's all about what?
People.
So to elaborate on that, because I think people come into this profession because they love
they
the
love
animals.
Yes, we cared for animals. That's what we came here for.
And I have to tell you, I many years ago, our first black lab, I received a phone call, and he's our veterinarian, and he says, Jeff, you need to get here. Your lab is reaching its final minutes, hours, and I had 6 little kids, all my wife and I, and he said, you have to let the kids have a final couple minutes with a dog. And I watched Dr. Johnson for about 5 minutes take my kids in there, and I thought, that's my aha was, okay, he is not in the animal business.
No, he's in the people
and
business.
Those kids to this day remember just that moment,
that
and
interaction.
It was powerful. So keep going. I interrupted you.
But that's exactly
are you
what
glad you're
about.
in the people business? Because you got in this for the animal business.
Yes, I am actually. Yeah, I find great enjoyment in working with pet parents and the teams that I work with. But really, it is about people, because a pet parent comes to you. They could be upset, they could be devastated, they could feel guilty about something. They have a lot of emotion and passion and love for their animal, and whether it's literally a cow on the dairy farm that has an important role in their lives, or it's that cat or dog that they've had forever, and we have to manage the pet or the animal with the expectations and needs of the person. Every single person is so individualized, and there's so much emotion sometimes. That's actually too part of this. What we do every day is manage others' emotions, expectations, devastations. We have a lot of people things that we do every day. So I am happy. I'm still happy that I'm here at Vet Medicine, but you get in for the animals and you realize it's about people.
The admiration that I think our industry, animal health, has for veterinarians, I think comes from this. I mean, I will say, you want to go to a Elanco pet sales conference, and everyone's proud of their veterinarians. It's like, because of this. I mean, there's just, I'll just say to both of you, the admiration we have for your profession is beyond, and it's because of that. It's just so complex and so challenging. So you're all about the pets, but you're more so maybe the pet owners.
Yeah.
So you've heard after COVID, now, if you speed it ahead to where we are now, you still hear about the fatigue, the capacity challenges, the shortage of veterinarians. It kind of COVID shocked the system. So where are we now? What's the state of the veterinary profession through your lens right now?
I think we're still coming out of COVID. I still think it's just not really to where it's going to end up as the new normal. We're still in that period.
We had an outpouring of support from the community. A lot of people that had never fostered before were coming forward and taking the animals out, and it felt very positive in that light. And of course, there was still the need to balance caring for the animals. But over time, what it became is the longer that we were unable to provide services, the more that we weren't able to spay and neuter, we weren't able to take care of the community cats that are out there having litters or being sick and needing care. We weren't able to provide care to pet parents who don't have access to veterinary care routinely. There was a big gap that got bigger, and so while we didn't feel it the first moment of the pandemic, we do now, and we kept seeing that grow and kept getting more antsy, and it's been a challenge ever since.
So that's made a shortage for you in terms of qualified veterinarians
and staff. Yeah, so that's where and we strive to provide top level of veterinary care, and our clients demand it, rightly so.
That's good.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So
that's nothing that I don't want to do, but without the staff and veterinarians to do that, it gets to be very difficult.
That's good, because a lot of times I hear first is we need more veterinarians, which we do, but what you're saying is more capable and more sustainable with the current state is really important.
Yeah.
Making animals' lives better makes life better, but it starts and ends with a veterinarian. We talk about sharing a table because a table can be one of the biggest, maybe positive forces from the standpoint of when you sit at a table and share food with people, or when you sit at a table and have your team and have a meeting and make decisions. And so I sometimes stop and say to people, hey, tell me a table that has changed you. Was it a childhood table? Was it a team table? Was it a surgery table in a clinic? Tell me a table that has shaped who you are and maybe how.
For me, it's a surgery table. While I'm doing those surgeries, for me, that surgical table is a pretty, special isn't the word I want to use, but it's not a holy place.
Yeah.
But that's
Why not?
kind of,
Yeah.
okay, it's a little bit of a holy place for me because there's so much respect that has to happen for the animal, the pain control, the proper anesthesia, the proper depth, the sterility involved. And then also I have to be strong, right? Because sometimes these surgeries are a little hair-raising experiences. They really can be, and to just make sure that you're problem solving in the moment to make sure that that animal is well cared for and that you're doing the best job that you can do. And so
And
the
your
surgery
team
table-
probably around the
Yeah.
table.
So yes, there's a lot of team bonding that happens around that surgery table too. But I think as a veterinarian, that's where I really grew up. That's where it made me a very mature veterinarian.
Wow. Amazing. Moving. And that's good to use holy. I think it's great. Tables are holy places.
Yes, very good. Maybe it was as an intern using a donated table to provide exams to pets of unhoused people down in Florida. Understanding that even though the people were unhoused, pets were part of their essential life. And they wanted to provide the best. They knew they couldn't, but they were that pet's everything.
Yeah.
And so here you are at your little donated table, and the dog or the cat has something wrong, and you did whatever you could to support that human-animal bond. So it was humbling to know that we are taught the best gold standard possible, and I still want to give that to everybody, but I'm going to do everything I can, and I'm going to help that pet parent know what they can and can't do, and we're going to give them every opportunity.
Wow. Some great answers. Thank you. And then that probably led to the passion of being in the shelter today.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
I like MacGyver, the show.
Yes.
So I like to MacGyver things because when you don't have every possible situation, but that's true in general practice. Like what if the client doesn't have endless funds?
You have to meet the client where they are.
Yes, you have to meet the client where they are. And so then you look at, this is what I have. I'm going to find a way to get this animal the treatment it needs. And you're going to do everything. So it's MacGyver.
I'm inspired. Wow. It's amazing. And I know I can say this because all the people, that I work with that serve your profession, how much we admire, and you represented it so well. And we're excited about where you're taking the industry, where you're taking the profession, and ultimately it's all about the pet owner and the pets. And thanks for bringing that to life for us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.